This is another Lionel Alco decorated for Santa Fe. This is only the shell this time. It's very similar to a dummy unit that I worked on a few weeks ago, but the red on the nose of this model is a little worse than my previous one, and the silver paint on the back is in even worse condition than the nose. I don't think I'll be able to return this to the way it looked originally, so I'm going to do something a little bit different with this one. This locomotive is way past the point where I could make it look better with some touch-up paint and a brush. The lettering on the side, and the numbers too, are applied with Lionel's heat stamping process. The lettering is actually stamped a little bit into the plastic, and it's very hard to get rid of with sanding alone. I'm going to use a toothbrush with some dishwashing soap to clean off the sides before I hit it with the 400 grit wet dry sandpaper. I'm going to blend in the nicked paint as well as I can and remove as much of that heat stamp lettering as I can, while I'm careful to also keep the shape of the graphics on the side. The stripes between the silver and the red, I'm actually going to use that again, or at least reuse the placement of those stripes again. Back in the 1970s, Lionel offered a version of this engine with a blue face, and I liked that a lot. But I still can't find one of these in a price range that's good for me. I briefly thought about making my red Alco here into a blue-nosed Alco, but as you saw from the thumbnail, it didn't end up with a blue face. The yellow stripe will be my guide for the placement of the silver and the black paint. I used a brush and some touch-up yellow paint to redo the stripe before masking it off with some Tamiya modeler's tape. Hopefully, that tape will be the clear line between the silver and the black. When I pull the tape off, you should see a nice stripe of yellow and then the black around it. It's hard to tell in the video because the tape is a similar yellow to the paint beneath it, but it's there. And now I begin painting the black. The black will surround both sides of the yellow stripe, and then once this dries and cures, I can mask off the black and then head towards the silver. Now for the moment of truth, where the masking tape comes off and I find out how well it held up to the spray paint. I expect that some of the spray may have seeped underneath the tape because there are a lot of irregular surfaces for the tape to conform to, and I think those areas are probably where it seeped behind it. I don't mind doing a little bit of touch-up, as long as some of the long, straight, flat areas turned out okay, and so far, so good. The tape ended up doing a pretty good job, but it's not perfect, and I don't expect perfection, and a little bit of touch-up paint here and there isn't going to hurt the appearance of this model in the long run, and when it's all done, I will apply a clear coat anyway, and that should help to even things out, I don't think you'll notice any brush strokes, or at least they won't be too noticeable. I think it'll be fine. The last color to go on will be the silver, and I will use the same width of masking tape to mask a black stripe right above the yellow. I should also mention that I put a thin coat of clear over the silver before removing the masking tape. I want a glossy finish when I apply the decals, or else you would see the shape of the clear part of the decal showing through. But it's less noticeable if you have a glossy surface beneath the decal. I spent some time looking on eBay for replacement decals for a Lionel Santa Fe Alco, but I couldn't find any. What choice do I have except to make my own? I have an image of a Santa Fe Alco. I put that into Pages, which is a word processing program on my MacBook. I found some lettering that is similar to what was on the locomotive, and I sized it to fit directly on top of the heat-stamped lettering that Lionel used. This way, my decal should cover up the recessed parts left over from the heat stamping process. Now that my lettering is matched up to the original, I can print them onto clear inkjet decal paper, give them a coat of glossy clear, and then after that sits overnight, they are ready to be cut out and applied to the freshly painted model. The decals are especially fragile at this point. The ink from the inkjet printer is probably not as thick as a commercially printed decal coloring would be, and a crack can very easily develop if this decal is played with too much. Smokey and the Bandit was a pretty popular movie back in the 1970s, and the black and yellow of this locomotive made me think of the Trans Am that was black with gold stripes. Why not call this locomotive the Bandit? You can see the imprint left by the heat stamping process in this part of the video. My decal should match up pretty closely to the area left behind by the old lettering. With several of my other projects, you may have seen me use a decal setting solution, and that works well with commercially made decals, but it reacts poorly to these homemade inkjet decals. So I can't use it when I print my own decals, at least until I find a clear gloss that doesn't react with the setting solution. I decided to make my own graphic for the nose of this Alco. I could have found one on eBay, but since I have some white decal paper, I decided to try to make my own. I just used several basic shapes in Pages again, and there's a thick enough black outline with this decal that even though I have to print it onto white decal paper, I will be able to come back with a brush and some black paint to blend that black edge of the decal with the black paint behind it. I trimmed the decal as closely as I can to that black outline, but I still expect some of the white decal paper to show through. And that's when my brush and some black paint that's the same paint that I sprayed the nose with will come in handy. Once that's applied to these edges, I think they should be almost invisible. And again, the whole model is going to receive a glossy clear coat. I think that will even everything out and you won't notice any of these edges at all. That black touch-up paint should be just about invisible when this is finished. The This came to me as a shell only, no base of any kind, not a dummy base or a motorized one, but I have the red-nosed Santa Fe Alco from before, whose base was restored at that time, and I will just borrow it for this new Santa Fe Bandit. And I think the glossy paint on this frame is the exact same paint that I used on the nose of the Bandit, and they match up perfectly. It's missing a few parts. It's missing the horn on the roof, the windshield glass, the side glass, the number boards, and a headlight lens. But it looks pretty good even without those parts. And I am going to call this and announce this project officially completed. I'm happy with it. I like glossy paint. I know it's not something that you see very often on model trains anymore, but it looks fresh and crisp and brand new to me. And I like it. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. Thanks for watching, and until next time, this has been Bob's Workshop.